Hello, dear students and test takers. Welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. I'm Koresh Babu, a retired lecturer in English from Hyderabad. In today's video, I'm going to teach you about the correction of sentences in pronouns part 2. And as usual, this grammatical aspect is very important and very useful for all your competitive examinations and also for the improvement of your spoken English skills. Therefore, I request you to watch this video till the end without skipping it in the middle. And I also request you to subscribe to my channel if at all you like this video. And if possible, please share this video with your near and dear ones also. One important thing is you are just watching my videos but you are not subscribing to my channel. Please try to subscribe to my channel. You are subscribing to my channel means it is nothing but respecting me and my hard work. Okay, and now let's get into the video. Rule 13. This video is in continuation with my first video, and you know very well I have told you in my first video that I am going to make 4 videos on the correction of sentences in pronouns. Okay, right, and the first video was over, and I hope you have all watched it. And if at all you have not watched it, please watch it now. And this is my second video, and therefore its continuation number is 13. Okay, in the first video I have dealt with 12 rules, and in this second video I am going to deal with 12 more rules. So this is beginning with the rule number 13. Okay, and now the rule says none is used in the singular or plural according to the context. This is a very important pronoun. It is used either in the singular number or in the plural number according to the context. How? Let us see that here. Okay, do you want to buy any mangoes? Do you want to buy any mangoes? Unfortunately, there are none. There are. Because you are talking about, mangoes, and mangoes are in the plural number, and therefore you are saying there are none. There are none. Don't say there is none, but there are none in the market. Okay, that means plural noun, it is referring to plural. This is referring to plural noun, and therefore plural verb is used here. That's the point you have to understand. And now you look at one more example. Is there any letter for me? Sorry, there is none. So none is this none is referring to this any letter. Any letter is singular in number, and that's why none is following only taking only the singular verb. So that's why there is none. Here mangoes, there are none, but here any letter singular, there is none. Okay, and here how in the examination the questions will be given, let us see that. Okay, one wrong question is there. Okay, each girl was accompanied by her parent, but there were none with this girl. Here you are talking about her parent. Each girl was accompanied by her parent, but there were none with this girl. With this girl, there was none must be there, because her parent is singular and there must be only singular number. There was none, you should have said, but it is said there were none with this, because it's singular number must be there. Okay, it should refer. And each girl was accompanied by her parent, and there was none with this girl. There was none. There was nobody with this girl. Each girl was accompanied by one parent, father or mother, one parent. But there was none with this girl. No parent, no father or no mother like that. There's a meaning of that. Okay. And you go to the next example. Every day, many tourists would visit this temple. But today, there was none. There was none. So you are saying there was, because this there is it is referring to this many tourists. Then you should say, yes, there were none. But it is said, there was. This is a grammatical mistake. In the examination, the sentence will be given in that way. And you have to correct it like this. Every day, many tourists would visit this temple, but today there were none. There were none. Because the context is about the plural nouns, and therefore plural verb must be used. The context is about the singular noun, and therefore the singular verb must be used. In this way, none is used either in the singular number or in the plural number according to the context. Okay, this rule is over. 14th rule is there. With let, objective case of the pronoun should be used and not the subjective case pronoun. Yes, this is a very important rule. Double star marked one. with let, only objective case pronoun must be used and not the subjective case pronoun. Okay, this is because why? The reason is also mentioned here. The subject, usually you, in all the sentences beginning with a letter, what is that? You, the second person, is omitted or implied or understood. Okay, and that's why already before this there will be a subject, and therefore after this verb there must be the objective case pronoun. Okay, pronouns, no, pronouns and kinds of pronouns. You please watch that video, and I gave you a detailed picture about the personal pronouns, subjective case pronouns, objective case pronouns, possessive case pronouns, self pronouns. I gave you a big chart. Please watch that video and try to benefit from that video. Okay, and here you pay attention, because the subject, usually you, remains implied. For example, here I'll give you some examples. Let me do means here you is omitted. You let me do, that is the meaning of that. You let me do it. So this let is beginning with is the base form verb. It's an imperative sentence. In all the imperative sentence, you, the second person, is omitted, because we speak the imperative sentences only to the second person. Okay, only to the, and in my earlier video, sentence and kinds of sentences, I have dealt with this point about the imperative sentences. So this is let is an imperative sentence. Before that, you is omitted. It is understood. Let me do it means you let me do it. You allow me do it. Let means allow. You allow me to do it. That's the meaning. And one more example here I would like to give you. Let her sing a song. That means you let her sing a song. But you don't say this you, because you are saying this sentence to you only. When I am talking to you, I need not say you. Why should I say particularly you? You let her. Why? Let her sing means automatically that is understood, because I am speaking that sentence to you. That is the meaning. That's why you is omitted. Let them play outside. In this, you is omitted. So that is the reason why. Therefore, already you is, the subject is omitted here, and therefore after this there must be, what is that? The objective case pronoun. After let, there must be used an objective case pronoun and not the subjective case pronoun. And then from this you can understand, in the examination, in your competitive examination, what happens now? It is given, a subjective case pronoun is given. You have to rewrite it using the objective case pronoun. Okay, here I'll give you some examples to make you understand this one. Let he come and request for our help. Let he, that's very bad. After let, objective case must be there. He is a subjective case pronoun. That's why what should you say? Let him. What is the objective case pronoun of he? Him. That's why let him come and request for help. And one more, let she go and complain against Mohan. Let she go. You cannot say let she go, but let her go and complain against Mohan. Okay, very interesting. Let they watch the cricket match on TV. Okay, it's yet another beautiful sentence. Okay, here let them, because he, she, they are all subjective case pronouns or nominative case pronouns, and him, her, them are some objective case pronouns. Please watch my pronoun and kinds of pronouns video. It's very, very interesting. Complete picture about the pronouns and kinds of pronouns, personal pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, relative pronouns, about all, what is that, 10 kinds of pronouns I have mentioned in that. Elaborate picture was given in that. 1 hour 7 minutes, I think that was that video. That video went for 1 hour 7 minutes or so. So whatever it is, don't, you can say, think about the time, please, because you are literally, most of the students are wasting literally, watching some rubbish, some garbage on, you can say, YouTube or what is that, here and there. Why wasting that time? Instead of wasting that time, you had better watch these such educational videos, such valuable videos, such worthy videos. Okay, you will benefit from them, yeah. Okay, dear students and test takers, let's go to the next one. Rule 15 is there. In referring to anybody, everybody, anyone, each, these are very interesting pronouns, and they follow the pronoun of the masculine or feminine gender of the third person. They take only the, what is that, pronoun of the masculine or feminine gender of the third person only after them, according to the context, but not their or them. How? This is a very important one, double star marked one. Okay, here you pay attention. I would like to help every one of the boys. You are talking about the everyone is used with the boys. The context says you are talking about the boys, okay, but here in their studies you are saying, you are talking about boys, but you are saying in their. No, when you are using every one of the boys with masculine pronoun of the, you should use only the pronoun of the masculine or feminine of the third person only. That means it must be, I would like to help every one of the boys in his studies, not in their studies. You should not use either their or them after anybody, everybody, everyone, anyone, each, or like that. You should not use their or them. You should use his or her. Okay. Yes. One more example is given here. I would like to help every one of the girls. Here the context, in the context, girls is mentioned in the context, feminine gender. Okay. This is masculine gender, feminine gender. If there is a masculine gender, you must use his. If there is a feminine gender, you must use her. But here unnecessarily, we should not use their after that. Okay, I would like to help every one of the girls in her studies. In her studies, because you are talking about the girls, that is a feminine gender. Here masculine gender, that's why. So this is a very important rule. Please watch this again and again. Note, there is a note after this 15th rule, when the gender is not determined. In the earlier slide, you have talked about the boys once and the girls another time. So you were talking about the boys and girls. So there the sex was determined. Okay, boys, male sex, girls, female sex. Okay, that was determined. But when the gender is not determined, the pronoun of the masculine gender of the third person should only be used to represent both male and female. When no gender is mentioned, when male sex or female sex is not mentioned, you should use only the masculine gender of the third person. Third person masculine gender only you have to use. Third person masculine gender, not she or he, not she or her, but you should use he and her. Okay, he and his only you have to use. How? Let us see. I would like to help every one of my students. Here you are talking about students and you don't know the sex of these students, whether they are male students or female students. You don't know that. And that's why what you should do is, you cannot say in her studies. How can you say in her studies? I would like to help every one of my students in her studies. Here her is used. How can you use her when you don't know the sex of the students? Whether it is male students or female students, you don't know that. That's why using her after that is bad. What should you use? Yes, I would like to help every one of my students in his studies. That's important. You go to the next one. Everybody means male or female. You don't know that. That's why here you should not use, in that sentence you should not use she or her. You should not use. You should use only his only. Okay, everybody is expected to pay his tax in time. Okay, and another thing, anyone means, who is that anyone? Is it male or female? No, everybody, anyone, anybody, anyone, all are all don't indicate sex of the person. Then that's why anyone can get through the test if she was. Okay, and then that is the case, you must use only third person masculine gender. Third person masculine gender, not feminine gender. Here you are using feminine gender. That's very bad. So here anyone can get through the test if he was. If you don't know the sex, use only the masculine gender. Third person masculine gender, but not feminine gender. So this way, this is a very, very important rule. Questions will be framed on this in the examination. Okay, right. And you go to anybody. Anyone? Anybody means, is it male or female? No. Okay. Anybody can solve the problem if she tries. After anybody, she is used here. Though you don't know the sex of this anybody, you are using she. So when you don't know the sex of this person, you must use only he or his. That's all. Okay, he or his, not she or her. Okay, that's important. Anybody can solve the problem if he tries. Okay, and one more example is that everyone ran as fast as she could. Everyone. Do you know the sex of this everyone? No. You don't know whether it is male or female. That's why. Okay, what should you do? Everyone ran as fast as he could. See, here, what you understand from this rule is, if you don't know the sex of that person, use the third person masculine gender, but not the third person feminine gender. Keep this point in mind. Very, very important from the examination point of view. Right. Note, another note is also there under this. What is that? The pronouns each of, anybody of, everyone of, etc. are usually followed by a singular pronoun, his or her. Okay. Not by their. Okay, each of, anybody of, everyone of, yes, anyone of, such pronouns are there. After that you have to use his or her, but not their. Okay, according to the context. Okay, here you pay attention. Every one of the boys is male. That's why you should not use their. Here their is used and them is used. There or them you should not use. There you should not use, them you should not use. Use either his or her. Okay, every one of the boys carried their bag. You are talking about everyone. Everyone means only a singular person. These are all singular pronouns. Therefore, singular pronoun must be there after that. Every one of the boys. There are so many boys, but you are taking only one out of them. And every one of the boys carried it. Yes, their bag is not correct. Them is not correct. What should you say then? Okay, every one of the boys carried his bag, and with him. With his bag, with him, that is there, right? And every one of the girls, you are now talking about the girls. Therefore, whether you talk about the boys or girls, there should not be there after everyone or anyone or anybody or something like that. Okay, should you not use this? What should you use then? Every one of the girls carried her bag. Since you are talking about girls, you are saying using her and her, with her. Carried her bag with her. That's good. And next, each of the voters. Here you don't know the sex of the voters, whether it is male voters or female voters, whatever it is. When you don't know the sex of the persons referred to or mentioned in the sentence, you must use third person masculine gender. What should you use? Third person masculine gender. That we have learned in the previous slide. Okay, and here voters, you don't know the sex of the voters, male or female, you don't know. That's why. But yes, you have to use only his only. See, after these things, there should not be used, them should not be used, his or her, according to the context. If male persons are mentioned, his you use. If female persons are used, her is used. If no sex is mentioned, then again his use only. You use only his and nothing else. And one more example, every one of the employees. Here also you don't know the sex of the employees, whether they are male employees or female employees. Then, but you should not say their. What should you say then? What is that? His. Okay, credit. Every one of the employees submitted his credentials. Very important from the examination point of view. Triple star mark, please. Yes, rule number 15. And under that, two notes are given, note 1 and note 2. They are very, very important from all your competitive examinations point of view. Note, one more note is also given here. In present day's English, each, anybody, everyone, etc. are often followed by a plural pronoun. So in the present day English, that means in this modern English, but they, them, they are commonly used. But what is that? Strictly and grammatically speaking, you should not use them. But in the spoken English, they are using like that in the informal English language. So in the present day English means modern English, they are using that, except in a very formal speech or writing. Okay. In the formal speech and writing, they don't use that, but only in spoken English you can use. Anybody, after anybody, you don't know the sex of this anybody. Even then, what is that? You are using they. Actually, you should say he. You should use he. Anybody can do it. If he tries, that should be there. Actually, it should be he tries must be there. But here, it is allowed. Only in the spoken English, please. Right. Everyone ran as fast as they could. Okay, they are all okay. Actually, you should know. Everyone also don't know sex of this everyone. Okay, that's why he could. You should say he could, but they could is also accepted. Okay, right. Each of them had their share. Each, each of them means what do you understand from them? Them means maybe female, maybe male, but here you don't know the sex of these people. That's why you should use he. But here there is used only that is possible in what is that? In had their share. Okay, has had his share. Okay, each of them had his share. That must be the correct sentence. Okay, everyone ran as fast as he could. Anybody can do it if he tries. That must be the right one. But in the spoken English, the other things are allowed. 16th rule is that any one of should be used when more than two persons or things are spoken of. Very, very important from the competitive examinations point of view, sir. And any one of is used with more than two persons or two things or two places. Any one of is used. And here, one more thing, either of, neither of should be used when two persons or two things are spoken of. When you speak of two persons or two things, you must use either of or neither of. Either of means this or that. Neither means not this, not that. Okay, this is a positive, this is negative. Okay, leave it. But both of them are used with only two persons or two things or two places. But any one of is used with more than two. So in the examination, what happens? It will be given otherwise. Okay, either of, with either of or neither of, more than two persons are given, and with any one of, only two persons are used. So something is given like that to confuse you. Okay, here you pay attention. She was taller than any one of her, what is that, three sisters. So example, it's better any one of her, because anyone it is used, with three sisters are there, then anyone. Suppose if there are two sisters, okay, either of those two boys, two boys are there, either of is there. With more than two, any one of. With only two, either of or neither of. Okay, this that. And here these two examples are there to understand these two things. Okay, right. Now wrong sentences are given like this. Any one of the two teachers. Okay, anyone is used with two teachers, two persons. No, that is bad. You should immediately understand. Others, your friends might think it is correct, because anyone is not used with two persons or two places or two things. It is used with more than that. So here it is wrongly used. Might be promoted as a headmaster. Okay. Either of the two, it should be either of, because when two persons are mentioned, you should use either of only, neither of only. Okay, right. So either of those five students are mentioned, but either of is used. With either of, five students is used. You know very well, either of is used only with two persons, places, things. But here five students are mentioned. That's why this is wrong. Okay, here what is that? Any one of those five students will get the first rank. Remaining sentence, you understand. That's why I'm not reading it out. Okay, and here one more. Neither of the three ministers. Okay, here three ministers are there, but neither of is used. Neither of the three ministers will be sacked, will be removed from the ministry. Okay, whatever it is, sentence may be. Okay, here neither of should, any one of the three ministers will be sacked. So in this way, either of, neither of are used with two persons or two things or two places. Whereas any one of is used with more than two persons, two places, two things. Right? Rule 17, if the complement of the verb to be is a pronoun, it should be in the nominative or subjective case, but not in the objective case. Okay, if the complement means that which completes is called complement. Okay, that which completes is called complement. So complement of the verb to be means be forms. Okay, you know what are the be forms? All of you know very well. Am, is, are, was, and were. These are present be forms, these are past be forms. Whatever it is, these are, what is that, be forms. Okay, with the be forms, after the be forms, the complement must be only in the nominative case or subjective case, but not in the objective case. How? Very important again from the examination point of view. Okay, now I'll give you some examples. It was him. B form is there. Was is the B form. Am, is, are, was, were. These are the B forms. To be means B forms. So after this, objective case pronoun is used. You should not use this. It was him who first talked to her. It was him, you should not say. What should you say? It was he. After B form, objective case pronoun should not be used. Only the subjective case pronoun should be used. That's a rule, right? It was he who first talked to her, right? And then comes, what is that? It is me that donated for buying the prizes. Okay. Here it is me is there. No, you should not say me. It is I that donated for buying the prizes. Okay. So somebody is at the gate. I think it is him. Don't say it is him, but it is. You have to say it is he. Mohan. I think it is he. Don't say it is him. Objective case is used, please. Subjective case you must use. Don't get confused with objective case pronouns, subjective case pronouns. I have taught you very elaborately about the personal pronouns. As in my earlier video, pronoun and the kinds of pronouns. You watch that again and again, please. And you will have all the pronouns in your hand. especially the personal pronouns, subjective case pronouns. What are the subjective case pronouns or nominative case pronouns? What are the objective case pronouns? What are the possessive case pronouns? What are the self pronouns? All these things you can learn because they are very important. They are all structure words here. They are structure words, very, very important. If at all you want to speak grammatically correct English, you must know all about the use of these pronouns. Pronouns are very, very important, right? And somebody is at the gate, I think it is he, right? One more example, it is her who has strongly supported him. Don't say it is her, you have to say it is she who has strongly supported him. That is there. So in this way, after the be form, there should not be used, the objective case pronoun, but only the subjective case pronoun, right? Note is there under this. Nowadays, the use of the nominative form as, what is that, complement of to be is considered extremely formal. Of course, using it is I who donated money to the for buying prizes. It is I. That is too formal in the formal English. Of course, nowadays it is overcorrect and too formal, extremely formal and overcorrect. Hence, only the objective case is very much preferred. Of course, in the modern English language, only what is that? It is, instead of saying it is I is standard English, formal English. Okay, but in the modern English, people are saying it is me, it is her, it is him, it is them. This has become very common among the people. As a matter of fact, you should say it is I, it is he, it is she, it is they. You have to say like this. That is grammatically correct. But here they have the people are changing the rules like this. Like that. Right. It is I is rare, but these people are saying this me is nowadays. It is me is common nowadays. And it is I is rare, okay, who have proposed for a picnic party, okay, and it was him, not he, who first talked to her, okay, it was them, not they, who have insulted me. Yes, it is her, not she. So these are all there in all these examples. You understand that you can use objective case pronoun after the be form, not the subjective case. Only in the spoken English and in the modern English, but according strictly grammatically speaking, okay, you should use only the subjective case or nominative case pronouns only, right? Rule 18 is there. A pronoun working as the object of a verb of a preposition should be in the objective form. A pronoun working as an object. That means a pronoun used after the verb automatically becomes an object. So therefore, objective case pronoun should only be used after the verb. Okay. That is a rule, but you should not use the subjective case pronoun. So here one example is given like this. Can you find any difference between him and she? Between, after this verb you are using this, him objective case, but she subjective case. Don't say, can you find any difference between him and she? No. Him and her. Between him and her. So you have to use only the objective case, not the subjective. One is given rightly, one is given wrongly. That is the there. Okay, right. And one more. Please let Mahesh and I watch the cricket match. Please let, after this let, already I have told you about this let. After let, there must be used only the objective case pronoun, but not the subjective case pronoun. So therefore, what should be there? Please let Mahesh and me. In the examination, it will be given like that. They have given great trouble to my father and I. Very important from the examination point of view. My father and I is given. That's bad. They have given. See, after the verb, after the verb, you check. After the verb, the nominative case pronoun should not be used, only the subjective case pronoun. So here me should be used. Okay. One more example is there. It seems there are some misunderstandings between you and she. Okay. You and she there. You and her, you have to say. Okay. It seems there are some misunderstandings between you and her. Very important. Let you and she do it. You is objective case, she is subjective case. So you have to say, let you and her do it. Okay. My uncle invited my brother and I to dinner. Don't say I. Okay. After this verb, after this verb, after this verb. Okay. Yes, it seems. Okay. So my brother and me. Okay. And here last example, these presents are for you and she. Don't say for you and she. You have to say for you and her. So in this way, after the verb, okay, only the objective case pronoun must be used, but not the subjective case pronoun. Please keep this rule in mind. Rule 19th is there. A pronoun used after than or as after than or as, usually in the objective case, unless there is a verb after it. Very important. So rule number 19 is also very important. Please watch these videos, first video, second, very, very important, and third and fourth videos are also going to be uploaded very shortly. Please watch all of them. Okay, here a pronoun used after than or as is usually in the objective case. Okay, and unless there is a verb after it. If a verb is given, the nominative form is used. If there is no verb, only objective case. If there is a verb, nominative case should be used. How? Here you see that one example. He is taller than me. After than, objective case is used. If there is a verb, then you can say I. What is that? He is taller than I, because am is a verb, helping verb or verb, whatever it is, verb is given. If there is a verb, you must use the subjective case pronoun. If there is no verb, then objective case pronoun. Please watch these two things. After than, objective case must be there. If there is a verb, you must use only the subjective case pronoun. Okay, right. It's more formal, whatever it is. She was cleverer than he. Than he, you should not say. What's that? Than him, you have to say. She is cleverer than him. Okay. She is cleverer than he is also correct. Because when you use is, the verb, then you can say he, the subjective pronoun. Otherwise, objective case pronoun. Okay, it's like that. One more example. They are more industrious than we. We is used. You should not say after than only subjective case pronoun, objective case pronoun. So what should be there? They are more industrious than us. Us should be there. And if at all there is a verb, then you can say yes, they are more industrious than we are. One more example. Last time, he can swim better than I. After than, subjective case pronoun is used wrong. You have to say he can swim better than me. That is right. And if there is a verb, then you can say I. You can say he can swim better than I do. Do is a verb. I this. So in this way, please watch this slide again and again so that you can understand this perfectly well. Note the use of nominative form without a verb. What is that? After it is old-fashioned. If there is no verb after this nominative form, nominative pronoun, or pronoun in the nominative case, whatever it is. So it's old-fashioned. In the olden English, that was there. He is taller than I. This is older English, old-fashioned English. But the modern English, what is that? He is taller than I am. That's right. You can say he is taller than me is also correct. These two are correct. One more. She was as brilliant as he. No, it's old English. Then you can say she was as brilliant as he is, or as she was as brilliant as him. So like that. Rule 20 is there. A pronoun must agree with its antecedent in person, number, and gender. A pronoun must agree. This is a very important rule, basic rule actually. A pronoun must agree with its subject, with the person, or the number, or the gender. So here, let us see that here. What is that? All passengers, plural subject. Okay, this is the antecedent. His ticket. All passengers must show his ticket. No, here this his is is used for the passengers. Passengers are plural in number. Many passengers are there, but his is used here. Singular pronoun is used. So it is not in agreement with the subject. This is not agreeing with the subject. Plural subject, singular pronoun. It is not agreeing with the subject. That's why it should be corrected like this. All passengers must show their tickets, because plural subject, plural pronoun. Now they are matching. These two are in agreement with each other. They are in agreement with each other, right? And one more. Each of the girls gave their version of the incident. Each of the girls, gave their, each, when each is used, there must not be with each of, either of, neither of. You should not use their. You should use either his or her according to the context. But here girls is used, that's why, it must be her own version of that. And here, I am not one of those who believes everything I hear. Here you see that one of those is the antecedent. It is this, who is referring to this those. It is standing for this those. Those is plural. Therefore, the verb should not be in the singular. But the verb is in the singular. Singular verb is given. You know very well, if you add yes to the main verb, that becomes a singular verb. I have been telling you this right from my first video onwards. Okay. Here, believe is the plural verb. If you add yes to that, it becomes singular verb. But here, this those is a plural word, and therefore there must be a plural verb. That means you must drop this yes after the verb. Okay, right. Who believe and they hear. I hear, you should not say they hear, right? And one more, every man must feel their responsibility. Every man is singular. That's why it should be his. Okay, every man must feel his, what is that, responsibility. So in this way, this pronoun must agree with its antecedent. Antecedent means that which it refers to, that which it relates to. So that is the antecedent. About the antecedent, I have talked very elaborately about in my earlier videos. Okay, the relative pronouns, use of who, whom, whose. Relative pronouns, the use of which and that. Relative pronouns, use of what is that, what, as, and but. These three videos are very, very important. Please watch them if at all you have not watched them. Right. Last but one, Yami. Rule 21, the last but one, each of, either of, neither of, or the distributive pronouns, they are singular in number and they follow only the singular verb after them. Very important, very important. Several times, questions were framed on this rule in your competitive examinations, in your SSC examination, Staff Selection Commission, and the school assistant exams, TET, or whatever it is, in all competitive examinations, this one is, questions are framed on this. Okay, what is the question? Each of, either of, neither of, are singular pronouns, and therefore after them only the singular verb must be used. Okay, not the plural one. In the examination they give a plural verb and you have to correct it and change it into singular. Okay, right. How? Here you see that each of the scholars have, the sentence is beginning with each of. Here this mistake is taking place because people see this, scholars, the plural noun, and they think it is the subject of the sentence. But this is not the subject, this is the subject. The subject is singular number. Singular. Okay. So you are talking about the scholars, but you are taking only one out of them. Okay. Each of the scholars. There are many scholars, but you are taking only one. So this is the subject. According to this only you have to use the verb, but not according to this. This is wrong. So therefore, each of is singular. Therefore, singular verb must be used. Whether it is a helping verb or a main verb, singular verb must be used. Okay, here. And then neither of them are. Neither means, here how many are there? Only two. Neither is used with two. Now, either of is used with two. Okay. Here, either of, neither of are used only with two. Therefore, two are there. But you are taking only one. Neither of them means not this one, not that one. Okay, that's it. So only one you are taking. That's why, after that singular must be used. Singular verb must be used. Neither of them is invited to the party. Right. And here, neither of the accusations are true. Here, the accusations are two. You are taking only one, and one means singular. Singular means here you should not use the plural one. You should use only the singular one. Singular verb. And either of the roads leads. Okay, here actually either of is singular, and here singular verb must be there. What is the singular verb of the main verb? To change the main verb into singular, you must add yes or sometimes es. Remember this basic rule. If you want to change the main verb into singular, add yes or es to it. Okay, here lead is there. What is the singular verb of that? You add yes to that. Okay, that's clear. Either of the roads leads to the railway station. And last example, I think here he asked whether either of the brothers were at home. So either of means singular. Therefore, singular verb must be there. But were is used. What is the singular of were? Was. Okay, was should be. So very, very important from the examination point of view. Please watch this slide again and again to understand this rule. Now let's go to the last rule. Rule 22. Sometimes a pronoun is unnecessarily inserted even though it is not required. Sometimes people use pronouns unnecessarily. Though it is not necessary, they use a pronoun. So how? Here some sentences are given to for your understanding sake. The applicant being a householder, he is entitled. Here you are talking about this applicant. Again you are using this he. Why using? Already you have talked about the subject, the applicant being a householder. Again, he is entitled to a vote. No, you have to remove that word. Okay, unnecessary. The applicant being a householder is entitled only, you have to say. One more example. Sheila, my next door neighbor, she has got a promotion. Already you have said Sheila. Why again saying she? That is not necessary. But some people use it so, and that's a mistake. It will be given in the examination also like this. Sheila, my next door neighbor, has got a promotion. And last one is the students having felt bored. You are talking about the students. Again, why do you say instead of students you are using they? But already you are talking about students. Why using this pronoun here? They are planning. Why say the students having felt bored are planning? What should be there? The are planning. You have to know. Okay. This unnecessarily you should not use a pronoun. Right. Dear students and test takers, please watch this video again and again if necessary. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please like this video also, because I don't know about the algorithm of YouTube, and somebody was saying the other day there must be more likes, and I have never requested the viewers to say to like my video and all that. If you really like it, you like it. Okay, if you don't like it, you leave it. Okay, so anyway, if you like it, please like this video, and if possible, please share this with your good friends. Okay, and with 2 more beautiful videos, I'll be back to you, and until then, bye, see you, all of you. Right, thank you.